Just generally where, you know, we spend most of our time. I'm not sure in relation what this room had to the old witches' prison, but it was certainly part of it. I don't think the witches were actually kept in here, but that's in the next room there. But in this room, certainly, it was definitely part of the old prison.
I can't say I'm in this room at the moment I'm feeling anything, but of course, as night comes in, things change, don't they? And the room's next door here, is it? We'll wander through. So what room are we actually in now?
This is the room what the ladies and men and many prisoners were kept in the old days. This is actually the cage. They were shackled up to these walls here.
So they would literally have been hung like this on the wall.
And in those days, although it's a small area, you can imagine you had up to sort of like 10, 13, cramped, all cramped in this small space. But they're all shackled up to all the irons and all the walls.
Interesting observation here. When properties sometimes become troublesome, an indicator can be a number of factors, but the one that's striking me very strongly at the moment is all of this has been rebuilt, isn't it?
What happened was, because the building was so old, these bricks are new bricks. It was kept exactly the same dimensions, but it was crumbling. It was like obviously over 500 years old.
I realised there would have been a reason why they did it, but sometimes when you rebuild something, if there's a spiritual presence in a property, they're sometimes unhappy with what you've done or what was done. Was this done before you arrived or after?
Before I arrived, yeah. Many years ago.
Out of interest, you've lived here in total, what, you lived here for 3 years?
I lived here, I've owned it for 7, lived here for 3.
Okay.
General everyday activity would be the taps are always running on and off, somebody up and down the stairs all the time, the door latches upstairs constantly going, you know, at night.
Click, 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 yeah.
You'd see figures all the time, orbs, bright flashy lights. That chamber particularly would always swing. TVs going on and off, things moving about. I mean, just constant all the time. Things would disappear and turn up in a place. Well, I swear I put it there. You know, quite classic from what I understand about these things. But all the time, very active, constant, all the time.
And did they frighten you to the degree that you felt it was too menacing for you?
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
I mean, I managed to survive 3 years. The first year I was with my friend Nicole, and then John moved in as well, her boyfriend. And then I was living with Nicole and John. And to be honest, it was very active then, but it's kind of okay when you're living with somebody in the house. It's not as scary. Then they moved out and I was on my own. It didn't take long before I left then, you know, because it's kind of, when it happens, if there's somebody there, not so much you make light of it, but you can, it's not as scary. But when you're on your own, I was terrified. I used to come in every single night from work, straight up the stairs, lock myself in a bedroom. I never came downstairs at all. I literally had a cup of tea upstairs and literally lived upstairs for over a year.
Did you feel things like temperature
oh, absolutely,
drops?
God. But you could feel straight past you. You'd be sitting there and all of a sudden, wow, that's freezing. And you could literally feel it go past. And in certain areas. And you could see as well, dark. I mean, I've seen 3 ghosts in here which had a full, as if I can see you now. Full, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah. And when you see it, you know you're looking at something which is paranormal. And one side of your brain is saying it's real, and the other side of your brain is saying this cannot be right. And you have that kind of confusion in between on the middle ground. To
be honest, I always knew I saw it because it was always during the day. It wasn't sort of in the evening with a glass of wine with friends or anything. I always knew, because it wasn't for 2 seconds. I could see them for quite, you know, for a good half a minute or maybe longer. And your brain has the time. Am I seeing this? Yes, I am. And then you actually look at the features, and then you sit and you kind of, you know, frozen. But it was always during the day, to be honest.
What time roughly during the day?
It was a mixture of time. One was 2 in the afternoon. Late afternoon, around 5:30, and the other one was about 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, in the day.
Okay. And you've been pushed or assaulted?
Yeah. One day I was brushing my teeth, bending over in the bathroom to get ready for work in the morning, about 8 o'clock in the morning, brushing my teeth, and I got hit so hard. And it was like a full-blown smack, a really, really hard whack. And I was completely on my own. I've been pushed as well. Many people in here, many people over the years have been pushed or slapped. They have their hair ruffled. They've been scratched even. There's actually footage of actually being fully, you know, scratched. There's really something wrong with this house.
You see what I'm feeling in this room at the moment? There is a negativity that I can feel. It's not overwhelmingly oppressive negativity, but it's here. But what stands more strikingly in the middle of that is a man, a male figure. Now I'm thinking, as I'm standing here, could this place also be haunted by a retaining presence of a jailer, somebody who has kept these people trapped here?
I have had many paranormal groups here, and it seems like he controls the spirits that are here. I think he's a nasty one, he's the aggressive one. When people do investigations and they shout at him or they ask him or they say to him, he gets very, very angry. And that's when things fly about. He really, really does. He hates it. I think he doesn't like being challenged. From what I understand, as long as he's getting control here, the others step back. And there's lots of children here as well. Many we've caught on video, voice, EVP and photographs where the children are fantastic. But they're very, very intimidated by him. It's kind of they pop in, pop out, and they're very... And when he makes an appearance, that they're scared, they scuttle away. I think he definitely, from what I understand about this kind of thing, he controls what goes on in here, still, even now, 500 years later.
My head. There's a really, really heavy atmosphere here. As soon as I stood on this step, as soon as I got off the staircase, I could feel it.
Yeah.
Very, very much stronger, and I'm being drawn into this bedroom. Is this your bedroom or the kids' bedroom?
This was my old bedroom, but you can feel it, can't you?
It's horrible.
That's what I mean. You can feel it.
It is bad in here. I'm
Makes people
feeling quite sick. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what happens. Yeah.
Let me just. It's actually bringing up wind, you know, because it's so powerful.
It's just constantly, the doors always going at night. This is my bedroom, the cupboard doors would fly open. I was lying here one night and had a can of Coke on the bedside table, flew straight up the cut.
This is the core. This is the core area of the property. This is the. Each house has its core point.
Right.
It's here in this room, and I can feel this male presence. I know, I'm aware. I mean, the stuff you put here is for child spirits, but I'm not feeling them at the moment, and could well obviously be his own children. He might be a sadist, he might be a killer, but this man, I'm feeling him very, very strongly in here. And when I walked in here, when I got onto the landing, that almost nauseous feeling that sort of draws through the entire body. And again, I haven't felt any strong female presences other than downstairs. His presence seems to surmount everything. It seems to encapsulate everything that's here.
I know who you're picking up on, but there's also another male presence as well.
I probably will find, but if I can only say what I'm feeling at this moment, but I will probably come across that. And there's another room here, is there?
Yes.
Let's go and check that out.
This room is awful. It's awful. Sad. We have photos of massive, huge, big black energies in here. Children. You see, you've got the old fireplace. I would imagine, I don't know, maybe the jailer sat up here in the old days. This was his kind of place. The prison was downstairs. But this room is awful and
the fireplace is Victorian.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, but there would have been some form of heat, probably some kind of a fire downstairs pushing the heat through the building. I'm not sure, but. This room is sad.
It's awful. This room is
sad.
So depressing.
It's just sad.
So sad. I know.
You know, you were talking about children. Now I can feel, very vaguely at this moment, I can feel two children.
Yeah.
But I'm not feeling him. But I'm feeling this terrible sadness, a fear, if you like. A fear of what is in that room coming into this room. The
nature of this house seems to be there's someone ruling or there's presences that terrify the rest, and it's very depressive and it's very, very sad, and there is lots and lots of fear in this house, and I know that. You know, there's a reason I left it, locked up the house and left it for years and didn't stay in it anymore. There's really lots of things wrong with this house.
But that's interesting, there is a connector between the two. What we're going to do tonight, just basically sit through all the different rooms, measuring and evaluating what activity, hopefully capturing something interesting to camera. I feel confident things are going to change. This room, this whole building has a certain ambience about it. But the interesting thing about it is that it's very distinctive in certain parts of the building. It's not like you walk into the house and the whole building feels just the same. Yeah. Some rooms, as with the sitting room downstairs, is quite pleasant.
Yeah, that's okay.
And then that room and this room, and to a lesser degree, the cage, really, are the key areas. But the core area of activity, the root of it, is in that room. Okay, it's 10 o'clock now. I've returned back to the haunted house, the cage in St Osyth, and already, just wandering around the property, the atmosphere is certainly starting to change. So very shortly, it's lights off, and we are going to commence what could be one of the most interesting paranormal investigations that I've perhaps ever been able to carry out. Just seeing all go up there.
You hear that noise?
Oh my God, it's getting closer. That sounds very heavy. Did you hear that? It's the door. The door's opening. Look. Jeez. Oh my God, this is incredible. This is fantastic. Thank you. Can you do something? Can you come through, please? It's starting to get a lot more interesting. We just heard footsteps coming up the staircase and onto the landing. A very short landing. Door is opened. There's nobody there. Nothing has come through. I thought it might be Vanessa, the owner of the property, coming back for some reason, but she would have shouted out and said something, but nothing has been said. And instead, we've had this incredible event of a door actually opening and actually hearing the footsteps on the staircase. It is absolutely fantastic. There's something, I can still feel the energy is still here. It's still in this area of the building. Let me take a couple of stills. Nothing. Oh my God, there's a weird light anomaly coming through. I'll make sure it's not a reflection. I'll take another one. And it's still there, but it's got smaller. There's a strong energy there, Tim. And it's gone completely. That's the first one. If you can show it on camera. You can see this. Have you got that?
Yeah, I see it, yeah.
You can see that yellow light anomaly, and as you can see clearly here, it looks like a hockey stick, and the light appears to be coming down with the energy weaker at the top. Very, very odd indeed. I'm going to sit here for a while. Well, it feels completely dead in here now.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. Do you think we should just round up? I think we've done enough up here. Should we just round up with the cage? We haven't actually done that yet, have we?
No, we haven't done the cage properly.
We'll do the cage and then we'll reconsider where we go from there. The only active area in this building so far tonight has been on the staircase and that bedroom. But there's been no real activity anywhere else, is there?
No.
This is kind of weird, to say the least. Any friendly spirits, any persons trapped in spirit here, could you make yourself known to us, please? I picked up a man called Joshua. Josh, are you here? I've just seen a light flick across the beams and go into the opening. Shit!
No!
What the hell was that?
Oh,
I can see it here.
that was over there.
What is it? A Ouija board? What the hell is it doing down? Okay. I'm getting the impression whoever or whatever is here at this moment wants to make a contact point with us. However, I'm not prepared to dabble with Ouija board. I think they're very dangerous things to use. I think that they can draw through even more troubled activity in an already troubled property, and there is absolutely no way I'm going to use a Ouija board, and I recommend anyone not to. I know I say the experts can use them, and I might be an expert, but I still don't trust them. But this is profound. This is an indicator that they're trying to say something. This is a signal. Let's see where we go from here. I'm going to put this ball back. Where did it come from?
Well, I think it was behind that old table in the corner there.
What, behind it or what, there?
Well, I hadn't really noticed it there. It gets around there.
Wow. This is a very interesting property. Very, very interesting. There's a lot going on here. Jeez. Certainly made me jump. I think overall tonight it's been good. We've been investigating for over 3 hours, and we've certainly got some very good activity to share, and that is not including the possibility, of course, of any electronic voice phenomena, and I hope that I can return at a later date.